Welcome to Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc, the wildest mixed tag team in podcasting where the kayfabe drops and the chaos takes over. Let's ring the damn bell.
Headlocks tight, heels on the prowl, dropping elbows, hearing growl, feel the foul. No script here, just real, no bluff. Kayfabe crack, now the dirt gets rough. Headlocks, heels, havoc in the zone. Stepping in the ring, chaos at your home. No filters, no mask, just raw bands on. Wrestling unscripted, we on the throne. Title bells, mic checks, crowd going crazy. Drop truth bombs, leaving lines feeling hazy. Beyond the kayfabe, past the charade, where legends are born and stories get made. Headlocks popping, who's hitting the mat? Welcome to the Havoc where the real talk's at. Tune in, step through, leave the fake at the door. Headlocks, heels, havoc, now hear the roar.
Welcome to Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc, the late night edition. Ha ha. I am one half of the greatest tag team in podcasting, the legend J-Mac. With me, as always, is everybody's favorite uncle and the one who's always ready for a hot tag, Uncle Slam.
What's up, everybody?
And you know how it is this week. We're just going to do a little recap for you guys and tell you about the little things that we've come up with and seen in wrestling this week and everything. Plus, we got a big game to get ready for tomorrow night. You know, I mean, we got to add that number 7 Lombardi to the trophy case. You know, so we can
you ain't gonna be able to cheat your way into this one, sir. I'm sorry.
We can prove Bob Robert Kraft should have been in the first ballot Hall of Fame.
Right. You ain't, like I said, there's no way to take videos anymore. I don't think it's gonna be the same.
Nah, it's all right. Everybody was doing it back in. We just ones that had to
that sounds like an excuse to me. Everybody was doing it, so it's okay.
That's all right. Did we win after Spygate? Several. Did we
I
win
don't know,
after
did you?
Spygate? Several.
Looked like Tom Brady ran out of town. Went to Tampa.
That's all right. He won 3 more before he went to Tampa and won his one.
Shit.
He had to prove a little something outside of the Belichick system, and he did that. He proved. What did he prove?
He proved he won
GOAT
one.
Status.
Went with a rap.
GOAT status.
Black status.
Oh man, how's your week been?
Not too bad. I'm glad that it's over. Glad the weekend's here. Ready to do some Triple H after dark, pretty much.
Yeah, right. Literally, the sun's down, and we're not used to doing it like this.
I know. Normally, it's coming up, so you know.
Right. Well, guys, before we get too deep into it, don't forget to go like, share, follow, and subscribe so that we can keep bringing you all this content every week. I'm not going to float our own boat and say great content because we do the best we can, you know. We're just floating by on the whims of the wind doing this, you know. We're learning a little bit. We've had a little bit over 6 months into it, so we've learned a little bit and everything, but it's still a learning experience all the way around, I'll tell you that much. So, yeah, don't forget to hit them like, subscribes, follows. We got the comments open and everything, guys, so come on in and ask any questions you want to while we're in the middle of this. Leave comments on the stories we're talking about, all that stuff, so that we can interact with you. We want to know what you guys are thinking as well. Man, I got a frog in my throat. It feels like this weather's up and down, and I can't keep it out of there, man. It seems like every 5 words I'm having to cough and clear my throat.
Not surprised. There's a lot going around. You know, cold weather, all this snow and ice. So.
Right. What was it, like 2 inches thick of ice?
Shit, more like 3 to 4. Up here, at least it was.
I was walking across my yard the other day, and I was like, "This must be what it's like to walk on an ice shelf in Antarctica or something," because I could hear it underneath me, like cracking and stuff, and everything. So
I understand how the ice road truckers can do it now.
Right, because I don't want to do it.
Skip all that. Yeah,
there ain't enough money in the world to make me drive a truck across a frozen lake.
I don't blame you. I guess.
If I do, just understand that we coming in on the other side hot as hell because I'm gonna hit that accelerator as fast as I can, and we getting off that ice as quick as possible.
Well, I think a lot of times they drive with their doors open, so that way, in case they do hit a patch of water or ice, they can just jump out. Because if not, I mean, like it's a wrap. Like once you go under.
Oh yeah, especially in those temperatures, man. That ice, that water hits you, man, and totally sees your body up. I mean, I ain't saying because I'm an expert or anything like that, but I'm just assuming, I've seized up in just jumping in a pool that was
Yeah,
cold.
it'd be
So,
like,
right? I can't imagine. Like, here, let's jump into a lake that's frozen over 5 inches, and then is 500 degrees below zero underneath it. Let's do that. Not in
yeah,
this lifetime. Not in this lifetime. That and them swamp loggers. I'm not jumping into no swamp with no alligators and water moccasins because there's a 500-year-old cypress that's worth $4,000.
oh, I seen that too. Yeah, yeah, those guys that grab that wood from the water. Yeah,
Yeah, nope. Don't think I can handle it.
not my cup of tea. I
Nope.
mean, each to their own. You know, like hey, if that's how you make your bread, I mean, I ain't gonna complain. But not me.
I'll stick with what I do on a daily and doing podcasts.
Exactly.
All righty. Well, my first story here, kind of a little feel good. Just wanted to see what your opinion on this was and see if you think he should carry it on or should he just do his own thing. So, should Steve Borden Jr. carry on the Sting legacy as far as the character, the look, and stuff like that?
I don't think it would work. Like I said, I mean, there's a reason most of the time why gimmicks kind of just stay with one person or whatever. And that's a lot to, as far as a mantle to try to hold up to. I mean, Sting's iconic. He's been there for a long. He's been in wrestling for a long ass time. He's had a lot of great matches, and to try to do a 2.0 or like a copy, I think it would just do disservice to him. Like I think, like you're just setting his son up for failure. I mean, kind of let him be his own person. I mean, we don't need another Sting. You know what I'm saying? Like we had one and it was good and it was fine. It was perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't need that sequel. Like I don't
I
think it's
could
necessary.
see it. I could see it if, like, maybe there were hints. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they hinted at, the Sting legacy through his gimmick.
Hmm.
But people, I don't want to see him come out like the Crow Sting.
Yeah,
And the reasoning why is because the Crow Sting came about because nobody in WCW trusted Sting after the fake Sting came out with the NWO.
yeah,
That's how that all came about. Was he was brooding, he was by himself, he was the anti-hero, he was changed, transformed from that surfer Sting into the Crow
correct.
Sting.
Yeah,
So, what's the reason for why Steve Borden Jr. wants to continue the Crow thing?
yeah.
That's the wrestling question I need to know is because there's no NWO to keep fighting. The old foes of the NWO are all vanquished now or retired or unfortunately have passed along. But, so there's no real storyline to even go with it to tell a story of why he's going to transform into this. You know what
Are
I
they
mean?
trying to rehash like a new kind of NWO type of faction or something like that, or like a faction for him to go against?
I truly hope not
See, that's
because
what I'm saying. It's like I just think like you already done that all that already once. Like you don't need to do it again. Let him be his own original character.
yes.
Now, like if you want to kind of play off of it to get him to his new character, that's fine. But don't let that be his character. Is the son of Sting, the second Crow or whatever.
And it's like I think it's with any second generation star.
Yeah.
You don't want to come. Nick Hogan, if Nick Hogan decides to be a professional wrestler, that's fine for him to be the heir apparent of Hulk Hogan. But don't go out there and try to make him Hulk Hogan. I don't want to
Exactly.
see Nick Hogan get beat up and then at the end of the match he starts hulking up. That's not him. That was his
It's,
dad.
it's got to be natural and shit. It's like, when they were trying to force feed us David Flair, and we're like, he's just not Ric Flair.
Right.
Now Charlotte was a different story, but David Flair just wasn't a Ric Flair, and trying to make him be that just wasn't going to work.
Look at Ted DiBiase Jr.
Mm-hmm.
They tried too much to make him the next or the young $1 million man. He's the $1 million man's son, rich kid type thing. Now, it got over pretty good when they did the whole legacy thing,
Yeah.
with Randy Orton and him and Cody and all that stuff, which was pretty, it was actually a really good, cool idea. The whole legacy faction was because, a faction of second generation stars. That's really cool. But I cannot think of one second or third generation star that tried to mimic or mirror what their predecessor, being their dad or their grandfather, did, or grandmother, for the female wrestlers and everything. But I cannot, for the life of me, come up with one person who succeeded mimicking that.
It just doesn't work. I mean, it doesn't work. I mean, there's a reason why. So, I mean,
there's a reason Randy Orton's not walking around with a cowboy hat like his
exactly.
dad. Because that's not Randy Orton's gimmick. Randy Orton is the legend killer, the Viper. You know what I'm saying? That's his gimmick. It's not. I get what you're saying. I don't want to see it because I do. I think it's gonna pigeonhole him too much if they do it.
I want him to be himself. Like, I don't want him to be the son of Sting. The second coming or something. Like, let him be whoever he's going to be, or whoever they develop him to be. Not, hey, let's just make another copy of Sting and people are going to like it because the name is Sting. And it's his son.
I don't want to see him do it either because of the fact that he looks so much like Sting. And when he puts the face paint on and he's got his hair all down or whatever, he looks like Sting. No, let's not Sting with Sting. Let's let Sting be Sting, and let's let the other things, let's let his son be his son. And if something happens, and by some miracle, some offshoot gimmick that he comes up with that is an offshoot of his dad's gimmick, and it works and it succeeds and he goes on to success, that's great.
Yeah.
But the blueprint for that's not what it says works. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, what says it works is that's great. You're a second generation star. We know you've got the pedigree. Now go out there and be you and do your thing and become you.
Exactly.
Ted DiBiase wasn't great because his dad, Iron Mike DiBiase, because from everything I've heard, I've never seen Iron Mike, but I'm just using this as an example. He was a brawler.
Mm-hmm.
From everything I know, Ted DiBiase was a technical wrestler.
Yeah.
So it was two totally different things. He didn't try to live necessarily completely off of his dad's legacy. His dad's legacy got his foot in the door. Yeah. So I think that's where they need to leave it, is just let it be a legacy thing and then let him figure out who he is in the long run. Let's see what we got here. So Dominic Mysterio is expected to be in the WWE World Title picture by the end of the year. What do you think about that?
I could see that coming. I mean, I could see, it'd be a natural development. I mean, he's had what was it, like the Intercontinental belt? I think it is right now.
The AAA Mega title, I think it's called.
Yeah. So, I mean,
world title.
Yeah, so the Intercontinental, it's kind of was a stepping stone for a world title in the past or whatever. It's not as much anymore, but given that John Cena's leaving, AJ Styles is gone. I'm pretty sure. I think there's a chance with it. Brock's supposed to be retiring and whatever. I mean, why not? I mean, give him a push, like see what happens. I mean, like they put it on Jey Uso. And it was like, hey, gave him a shot. It didn't work out. They took it off of him. It can't hurt.
Mid card
Dom's over with everybody anyway, and obviously the Judgment Day's getting ready to split up. I mean, that's pretty obvious. So
I think it's time to shake it up and see who the next big guy is going to be, because Cody is, what is Cody? Is Cody 40 yet? I can't
I think
remember.
so. Yeah.
If he's not, he's pushing it.
Yeah.
But Cody's getting up there in age, and yes, 40's not old, but it is in athletic years.
Yeah.
When you've been an athlete and on the road and doing stuff like that for, people don't stop and think that, NBA stars, NFL stars, it's not just their, or, pro wrestlers. It's not just what you've seen on TV that they've done. There were years before that they were putting their body through the same thing, if not more. So what you've seen as a 13-year, WWE career, NBA career, NFL career was really about a 25-year career, because they've been doing this since they were like 5 years old.
Yeah.
In training, especially people like Cody and stuff like that who had dads
second generation, third generation.
Right. They were they were getting taught stuff when they were, still in their diapers. They were getting taught how to sew,
Yeah.
Walk in, trip your toddler, and they know how to sell it and everything. Oh, wow. No. But no, I think it needs to happen. And even if it's not to give him the world title just yet, at least to shake it up enough to see where he's at in that picture.
Yeah.
And with other people too. Again, LA Knight needs a run. He's not getting any younger either.
Well, that's what I was hoping they were going to do, since they had kind of brought him back for the Rumble or whatever, maybe like give him a decent storyline. But only time will tell. We'll see.
Right.
Next pay-per-view, like where he's at.
Yeah, that's another thing we'll need to talk about too, is the Rumble a little bit after we get done with this, because we wasn't able to really hit on anything last week and everything.
Oh yeah, because it came on after we got done taping.
Yeah. All righty, so Dominique may be in the world title picture by the end of the year, guys. It's a long year, but we'll see. Let us know what you think in the comments. Now, this I kind of found a little, I don't know, disturbing, or not disturbing, maybe it's the wrong word, but just low class. So, as of now, in a move that will forever be etched in the annals of infamy, Real American Beer has axed Hulk Hogan. The greatest professional wrestler the universe has ever known, the brand's products, and the WWE Raw ring will no longer be graced with Hulk Hogan's larger-than-life presence, sparking widespread outrage among the fans. The backlash is fierce, with many pointing out Hogan's unwavering dedication to the brand, saying, quote, Hulk Hogan literally worked himself to death promoting this product, unquote. As the brand attempts to forge ahead without the Hulkster, the phrase resonates louder than ever. Quote, don't turn your back on the Wolfpack, unquote.
Oh.
What do you think about them deciding to remove Hogan from the beer cans and the all acknowledgement?
I find it kind of like a little odd. Honestly, it's like, I understand, he passed away, but if you didn't take him off the beer for, all the other shit that he was in trouble with when, or controversy, when he
You
was
started
alive.
the company with him, you know.
Yeah, like why are you doing it now and shit? Like, why does it matter now? Nobody's gonna. I mean, I don't get the move. Like, if you didn't do it before, then why would you do it now?
You know what? The only thing that I could possibly think of is if we don't use his image, we don't have to pay.
True, true. That's definitely is true. So I mean, maybe it's just all money. Monetary motivation.
I would
They're
say
like, hey, we can save some money. We don't have to pay no royalties if we don't use his likeness or picture. That's more money in our pocket. That
I would
makes sense.
I would almost 100% agree that that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Is that he just, and it's sad too because, no, he's not here. He can't do appearances for you anymore and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean, you've got the likeness of one of the most recognized people, well, not even people, celebrities throughout history.
Yeah, he's a pop
Um,
culture
yes.
figure. You know what I'm saying? Like
He's one of those people that if you put like one of those like a shadow silhouette up,
yeah.
one of him, his famous poses of standing there, you're going to know who's going to fill in that shadow.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just like, pictures, Jordan, the Jordan image of him
Yeah.
dunking, the leg split. I don't need that picture filled in to know who that is. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's strange that a company would not capitalize on having the rights to use the image of somebody like that to promote their product, especially when his song was "I Am a Real American" and the
Yeah.
literal title of the beer is "Real American Beer." You know,
I wonder if there's something on, like going on behind the scenes, like, maybe they got a new owner, maybe they got bought out. And, how corporate, when corporates buy certain companies, they like to rebrand it or change things up or something like that. I wonder if it's has anything to do with that or if this is just them trying to be fucking cheap and not pay some royalties.
and honestly, it could be. I mean, who knows? Thank you, Jason, for watching. But yeah, I mean, it's stupid. I don't see the reason in it, but again, like you said, there may be a genuine point to why they're doing it, but I don't think it was very. I don't think it's wise. You know
It
what I'm
seems
saying?
tacky. It seems classless to me.
Yes, a little bit tacky to say the
Yeah.
least. I mean, like you said, you were willing to go into work with him and into business with him, knowing all the controversies from the past, but he's passed away. It's been some time, and now you're just going to stop using his image. I don't know. Seems a little weird, a little tacky. You brought this up earlier about AJ Styles retiring. I found it to be a kind of interesting fact. So now that AJ Styles has retired, Rey Mysterio is the last. Let's see, what's that say? Was the last active WCW star who wrestled, or WWE star who wrestled in WCW.
So all the other ones have retired or someplace else now.
Yep, Rey Mysterio is the last WWE star who is WWE star who wrestled in WCW. There is
Damn.
nobody on that active roster anymore from that whole invasion, man. From
Damn.
that whole takeover, they're all retired and gone.
Does Booker T count since he's doing commentary or whatever?
Not an active wrestler. He's
True.
retired.
True.
That's
Damn.
it's crazy, man. Like here's the crazy thing to me about it is like, you know, we've talked about it before how we've gotten to witness a lot of great eras. We've probably gotten to witness the best eras in wrestling history. And honestly and truthfully, I would argue that we, in our lifetimes, since the late 70s till now. I'm gonna go ahead and age both of us. Uh, but since then till now, we've gotten to live as far as sports go: wrestling, basketball, football, baseball. We've honestly gotten the best era. Baseball might be able to be argued because
Yeah.
baseball was huge back in the day, back when
Uh,
Babe Ruth and Mickey Mantle and all them were there. But, you
mhm.
know, as far as like basketball and, football and wrestling and stuff like that, we've really gotten to witness a lot of great different eras in those sports and a lot of great, superstars in those sports. And it's crazy to think that if you think about it, this group of wrestlers like the Rey Mysterios and stuff, they were
Mhm.
kind of like our second group, because our first group was like the Hogans and Flairs
Yeah.
that we got introduced to, and all that, and then you had the younger guys like the Shawn Michaels and the Bret Harts and all them that were coming up through the tag team ranks and making their ways and stuff and everything. So, and then we got to see them, and then you had the next wave with the Stone Colds and the Rocks and the Triple
Mhm.
H's, and we got to see them. And then we got the next wave with the John Cena's and the Randy Ortons and the Edges and stuff like that. It's crazy to think that that much time has flown by and that many wrestlers, and we've gotten the privilege to see that many wrestlers
Mhm.
over that amount of time. It's just crazy. And then again, to think about the fact that they're all gone now. From
Yeah,
just,
it just shows, definitely shows our age. It just shows how time has changed. God.
I know, man. Like you think about it, because there was all kinds of people that we expected to come over from that invasion. Of course, the internet was still a little bit in its infancy. I would say toddlerhood by that time. So, it was still a little bit hard to find out dirt sheet information.
Hmm.
So, we didn't know exactly who was jumping, who wasn't jumping because of the Time Warner contracts and, who was going to do away with their Time Warner contract, sign with WWE. So it was kind of up in the air, and we got to wonder about it, and we didn't get the group that we should have got.
Yeah.
But you know, it's still crazy to think that all that time was 26 years ago. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. I don't know. Long, long time ago, man. Long time ago,
Shit, 30, 40 years of wrestling.
right? So I'm going to flip these around because of the fact that where we're going to talk about the Royal Rumble here in a minute, I'm going to leave this last one to lead into all that. Let's see. This one here is so apparently there was a big ordeal about the Royal Rumble. It says we can now confirm the issue with the start of the Royal Rumble was the fans do not respect women in Saudi and physically stayed away and remained outside and were still making their way to the venue. This is the problem WWE has in Saudi. Saudi as a nation won't change for another 25 to 35 years at least. Morals and beliefs are ingrained. There was a disproportionate amount of men to women at the show, and it was a protest stance, nothing more. Saudi Arabia do not represent women or their values in the WWE. The arena slowly filled up by the time Drew and Sammy were in the ring, and Sammy got a huge pop.
Yeah. Well, he
So,
always does and shit.
right, especially
Any like Lebanese or something like that, or
something like that.
yeah,
His family's from over there. It
yeah,
was one half of his family is and everything. But I mean, that's just kind of I didn't notice. I wasn't paying that much attention to, but also the weird seats they had at the Royal Rumble were
yeah.
making
I
it
noticed that
hard.
kind of like I couldn't tell if it was people or it was just the seats where they were kind of like illuminated. Which I know they built the arena especially for wrestling or whatever and stuff, but it definitely was a little bit weird.
Yeah, like I noticed like that there weren't many people in the arena during the women's Royal Rumble, and I'm just like, you know, this is the thing that I think is going to, if, and it's a big if, is, it's my speculation that they're going to, if they sell, they're going to sell to the Saudis. If they do, I think the WWE is going to change drastically to where you're probably not going to see much women's wrestling.
See, that would be a huge mistake.
Yes, because
Huge.
all that women's talent is just going to come over here to AEW, TNA, all these other companies. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. So basically, what that was saying was that there wasn't a lot of people for the women's Royal Rumble as a protest, and then it filled up later on once the men started wrestling or whatever.
pretty much.
And because they don't like women, or is it like is it a cultural thing where they're just
Well,
is
it's just where
temptation, or is it just like I mean
it's just the
because they're all
women's
covered and stuff.
rights
So
are
I
covered.
mean I don't know their traditions. I don't know their like religious beliefs as far as to go to to say hey what I'm saying. So I'm a little confused on that part.
It was a, um, from what I remember, it was a big ordeal to even get the women over there wrestling
Really?
because of the fact that there were, and of course, through time, they've had to negotiate the fact that the women can have to wear full body,
Yeah.
coverings and stuff like that. And like that, whenever they're out, they have to be chaperoned and so on and so forth and stuff. But like, I know in Saudi, it's the I don't want to say anything bad, and start a big, war, political war, or anything on the show.
Mm.
But let's just say that their treatment of women is not the best in the world. And, you know, that's why I really question whether or not it's going to be beneficial if they do sell to the Saudis, and if the women's division is even going to be able to stick around, because I don't see a lot of American women or just modern women dealing with that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I hate to say it, but right now, I think the women, as far as the wrestling, is probably more than half, or is at least half of the entertainment value and shit.
Mhm.
Like I said, I mean, a lot of their matches and like what they're doing is what's kind of bringing people in. So if the Saudis was, let's say, they bought TKO and they got wrestling or whatever, and then decided to get rid of the women's division, I think you're just shooting yourself in the foot. I mean that's half of your assets going down the drain, and that's what's popping right now is the women's division,
I
all of
100 agree.
so I mean, yeah,
They're
definitely
doing.
not a good
It's not
idea.
going to do any good. Whatever happens, it's not going to do any good for the product. But I don't know. I think it's sad that, I mean, at the end of the day, the women probably don't care. They're walking away with fat paychecks.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they probably do care. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just not cool. You know what I'm saying? They're out there busting their butt the same as the men. So they deserve the same respect as being able to do it in front of that live audience as the men get to do. My
well,
opinion.
they still get to do it. They just can't wear the same outfit. Like they can't show any skin like the men can.
Right. But I mean, for them, for people to purposely know that the women's Royal Rumble is going to be first, so we're not going to go in just yet.
Yeah, now that's kind of seems fucked up to me, but I don't know if that maybe was like maybe to them that's a temptation. Like to us, seeing an all clad woman is no big deal, or it's not that enticing. But you see a bunch of women in a ring with tight outfits, even though they are completely covered in their culture, that might be, oh wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't know enough about their cultures, to say, but I'm pretty sure they're all covered completely. Um,
You
so
don't want
maybe,
to say anything that you don't know anything
yeah,
about. So,
I'm
right.
thinking maybe it's too much of a temptation to them. You know what I'm saying? Maybe
Could
to
be.
them that's like porn to us or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or that's
Right.
like looking at like Sports Illustrated or something. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
like not the worst thing, but it's not really good for you type deal. So, but like I said, if they bought it and got rid of the women's division, that's really shooting yourself in the foot. Like I said, because that's what's bringing people in right now. That's
100%
what's popping.
agree. 100% agree. By the way, Uncle Slam, Emily Cortez told me to tell you hello. She's commented on the live. She said hello.
All right, tell her I said what's up. Thanks for joining.
Oh, you know her. She's just hanging in, hanging out, and hanging on and everything. And we saw her Facebook post earlier, so I won't comment on that. But I'll let that one alone. But Emily, you need to keep old Tucker away from your phone. There is all I'm gonna say, because man, it just ain't right. All right, well, getting into more of the Royal Rumble, Vince McMahon tweeted after the Royal Rumble, and this is what he tweeted. He said,
That's crap. Wow.
"Who books this crap? Why, certainly not me. I still have balls the size of grapefruits, Hunter."
Oh
Hashtag Royal
wow!
Rumble.
This is a official X account.
Yes, sir.
Oh shit!
Still got balls the size of grapefruits.
I guess that brings up the question. Two questions is like, what did you think about the Rumble, and do you agree with Vince in his statement?
I don't agree with who won the Rumble, but I'll
Uh-huh.
get more into that later. Thank you to everybody that's watching. Johnny Lee, thank you, sir. Uh, but I don't know. It may be you, Tucker. I don't know. Sorry, we got some comments coming in and everything. What do you say, Superfly? Superfly says, "Hey, Uncle Slam, I know you can't
I said,
see."
"What's up? Thanks for joining. Appreciate the love."
I don't know why it won't let us put Facebook's comments up on the comment section. I don't know why it doesn't do that, but whatever. It is what it is. But now, getting back to what you were saying, I'll comment on the about who won and everything later once we get into talking about the whole Rumble in and of itself. But I mean, Vince's hearing Vince say this. Let me get this thing off my face now. But hearing Vince say this, I didn't think about this for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Triple H's booking has not been horrible.
Yeah.
It's had its moments when it's been bad.
Yeah.
What do you say, Professor Bear? Nice to have you here. Thank you for being here, sir. But in saying that, I think a lot of Triple H's booking has been safe.
Mm-hmm.
It's been relied heavily upon on the older established superstars, as in Reigns, CM Punk, and Cody and Seth.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. That's it. The majority of it's been put on them, but I don't think that. Yes, Vince's booking at the end was a little hit and miss, more miss than hit in the
Exactly.
end. But the thing about Vince is Vince ain't scared to go out there and take a chance real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
he may book the wrong person to win the Royal Rumble. He may put somebody in that main event at WrestleMania. But Vince is the type who's going to put somebody in that main event at WrestleMania to find out if they're going to be at the main event in WrestleMania in 20 years.
Yeah.
He's just not afraid to book the way he needs to book, and that's, I think, basically what that breaks down to is that no, the booking wasn't great with Vince at the end, but it's got to be better than repeat winners all the time.
Yeah, I think that it's kind of like you said. They kind of rely on the older generation a little too much, especially when you got that much young talent at your disposal. I mean, because it's kind of like we said before, like you got to develop the new, like the old has to develop the new, so that way you can keep it going. Like if you just depend on the same old wrestlers over and over, and you never give the young ones a chance to shine or to grow, then like you're just gonna be stagnated. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna have the same old stuff, and I hate to say, you're gonna be like WCW was towards the end or whatever. Now, Vince being Vince, if anybody has the right to comment, he does. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think he's earned that right. Do I agree with him? No. I do think that it felt more like a house show than it did a pay per view or a PLE, to be honest, a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it, I have seen better. I wasn't upset with it, but like I said, I mean, I like I said, Vince, like I said, was never afraid to pull the trigger on some shit. Like I said, and like if he messed up, he messed up. But that also comes with owning the company. Like you can do that shit. Ain't nobody gonna yell at you because you are the boss. Vince ain't the boss anymore. Triple H has a boss now and shit. Like when the buck stops at you, it doesn't matter what you do because you are the boss. So like I said, it's a different situation. I feel like Hunter it's kind of like Vince. Like you're not always going to hit a home run. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you hit a single, sometimes you hit a double, sometimes you hit it out of the park. Like you're not always going to get everything right and shit. So I don't want to shit on him. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it's not easy and shit, and it's hard to tell what the fans are going to like and ain't going to like sometimes. Sometimes you can tell them what they're going to like and they'll go with it, and other times they're like they're not going to ride with you. You know what I'm saying? They're going to decide for themselves who they like or, who's going to get over. So.
Oh, I agree. What do you say, Bayway? Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Also, yes, Superfly, 100% agree. Powerhouse Hobbs, formerly known as Powerhouse Hobbs, Royce Keys is going to be a future star. And I've got some stuff to say about him once we get into these Rumble results, because the Rumble itself just didn't make any sense to me. There were so many things about it that didn't make sense. But, I mean, I'm just going to go with, well, I'll get to that once we get to the end of the Rumble and everything, because it's just, I don't know. Things didn't make sense the way they done some things. Mm-hmm. But we'll start off with the Women's Royal Rumble, and Liv Morgan won the Women's Royal Rumble. What do you think about that one? I don't have a personal problem with that one because she ran her up a few times. So it was kind of like, oh, I got over that hump.
Yeah. And, she had just come back. So, it's a nice to give her a little boost. Now, of course, the little controversy is, she had to eliminate her best friend to do it or whatever. But I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Like coming back, like Liv Morgan's always been a big star, like it's okay to me. Like I said, I mean, I would have been happy with seeing somebody else, but I'm not upset with the move.
That we were talking about it last week when we did our predictions and everything, and I said, I can't predict much in the women's division, and it's in any match, because they've done with the women's division what they should have been doing with the men's division at the same time, which was making it to where you don't know what's going to happen.
Mm.
Bailey could have ended up winning that Royal
Yeah.
Rumble, for all we knew. At the end of the day, we did not know who was really going to walk away with it. Was I surprised at Liv Morgan winning it? No. But was I mad about it either? No. Because, when I first seen Liv Morgan, I'm going to be honest with you, I thought she was just going to be another pretty face.
Mm-hmm.
But she has definitely proved me wrong as far as that goes, because she plays that, I don't want to say sadistic psycho woman because that's terrible, but that Harley Quinn-esque
Yeah.
type, personality.
Kind of crazy,
Yes.
kind of like a beautiful crazy type deal.
Learn to watch to your side when she's walking beside you, because you
Yeah.
never know. Yeah, she's got that the whole character down pat. So she's doing great with her character. She does great. As she's one of the top women. So I don't have a problem with it. I think it was an okay move. I don't, like you said, I was pretty much okay with whoever they gave it to for the most part. I didn't want to see somebody that's been there for 5 minutes winning it, but if somebody, if Bailey would have won it, I wouldn't have been mad, because that whole division is so wide open with who could win anything.
Now, would you have been okay if, say, a NXT character won it, or if a say was it Brie Bella that came back won it?
I think the only 3 people that I would have had an issue winning the women's Royal Rumble would have been Charlotte or one of the Bellas.
Wow, because Charlotte's won it so much or whatever.
Yes, that's number one. Charlotte right now just needs to be she needs to just be enjoying working.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because she's done enough on her resume that she's, she is what Belichick should have been, first ballot Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, so I see Charlotte breaking the record of John Cena's? Yes. But it doesn't need to happen right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's got a long ways to go in her career, as far as I know. I don't know. She may want to, stop.
Barring injury or anything like that.
Right. Barring injury or wanting to stop and start a family or whatever, she's got a long way to go in her career, if she chooses that. So, the rush to be the record holder and stuff like that, there's no rush for that. So right now, there's no need for Charlotte to win. The Bellas, I just do not care for the Bella twins.
Yeah, I don't care about that. Like, I don't see why you brought one back, and I don't see why you brought the other one back. Now, I know they're going for the tag team belts at this point, but I don't want to see them with the belts. I do not want to see them with the belts.
I don't want to see them.
I don't.
I don't want to see them, period.
I didn't mind them in the Royal Rumble and stuff because, like I said, or quick shot at WrestleMania, but don't give them no belts. Like, their time has passed. They're Hall of Famers. They did great, for their time. Let somebody else shine. Now, like, if you're going to use them to get somebody else over, then I'm okay with that and shit. Like, if they start a rivalry with, like somebody from NXT or like somebody else, I'm okay with that as long as they, lose so that somebody else can get over. But I don't want to see them with no belts. I don't want to see them with no NXT belts. I don't want to see them with WWE or SmackDown, Raw belts. None of that shit at all.
I agree 100%. I'm just tired of the old people coming back and taking up the spots of where they could be pushing these younger people.
Yeah. Now, like, if you want to push somebody, that's fine. I'm totally with that. But I think that they, like I said, especially if you're a Hall of Famer. Like, if you're a Hall of Famer, No, like I mean, help somebody else out. Like let somebody else get over.
The same people who are bringing the Bellas back and putting titles around their waists are the same people who are not putting titles around LA Knight's waist. Let's
Yeah.
just call it the way it is.
So true.
Alrighty. So the next match we had was what do we got here? Gunther versus AJ Styles, and AJ Styles retired.
Yeah.
I
Not
don't
really
know.
surprised.
Do you think he's actually retired, or do you think he's
From
just?
WWE or from wrestling altogether?
Have you seen the letter that his wife wrote him? If okay, so he was on Stephanie McMahon's podcast.
Yeah.
Shameless plug there, Stephanie. If you ever want to shout us out, we love you, $1 billion princess. But no, but no, she was on there and she sent a letter, or AJ was on the show, and his wife sent a letter to Stephanie to read to AJ on the show. And she read it to him, and like I don't remember everything that it said, but it was talking about how they used his first WCW paycheck or whatever to buy the house that they live in. And, never did she ever think that she would ever marry a professional wrestler. But here we are, blah, blah, blah. She called him Alan instead of calling him AJ, But she said, you've had it ended, which was kind of touching because it said, you've had a phenomenal career. Now come home. The phenomenal times are just starting.
I like it.
I did too. I was like, man, that kind of pulled at my heartstrings a little bit, So with her saying that, I don't know, man. I think it might really be over for AJ.
You don't think he's going to go to TNA? You don't think he's going to go to like AEW?
If he does, I don't see it being right now. Just like he said, everybody has that, one comeback match. Everybody's supposed to have that in their back pocket, Yeah. But, when you come back 15 times, it dilutes it. But he said, so that's in my back pocket. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to see him do it, Let's just put it this way. If by the end of the year, there's a huge, storyline going on in TNA, and AJ Styles shows up out of nowhere, oh crap, he's got one more thing to prove or whatever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at it. I'm okay with that. But come in, do your thing, look like a superstar, put somebody over, and then go home.
See, I think if he's going to retire, like if this is going to be it, I think he needs to go ahead and do all the matches he wants to do, whether it be in TNA or AEW, go ahead and have all those matches and just finally retire, because I'm pretty sure, he's beat up and broken. He probably needs to have some surgeries like most wrestlers or whatever. And like his wife said, just come home and, be relaxed, like be a family and shit. Because, he's been on the road for a long time and stuff,
Yeah. And, but the funny thing about it is, that I got to thinking about is like, I don't remember ever hearing of any real major injuries for AJ Styles.
I don't think so either, but
I could be wrong because of the TNA days that I didn't see. But, and speaking of which, I'm not mistaken, if you have the Spectrum app, you may have AMC on there, and if you do on demand, I think they have the entire history of TNA's library on there.
No.
And that's even going back to when like Scott Hall and them were over there.
Well, see, I don't have Spectrum or whatever. I have
Oh,
T-Mobile internet or whatever.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So unfortunately, not.
I don't blame you. I don't know though, man. From the way you talk about your internet, sometimes it was. I don't know if I would. I thought about going the T-Mobile route. I don't know that I
I
want
I
to.
don't like it, but I like the price. Let's put it that way. Let's
There you
say
go.
for $50, or I'm okay with it. It does what it needs to do, but is it the best? No. Is it?
Until the promotion runs out and they
Yeah,
$500 a month. You gotta love how they do that.
yeah. Not to promote them or anything, but I would much rather have MetroNet.
Right.
But
Alrighty.
that's neither here nor there.
Next match on the agenda was, of course, Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn for the world title, the undisputed title. Sorry.
Hold on a second. Before we switch over to the next match, I got one more question.
What's
What
that?
do you think about the whole career killer compared to the legend killer?
I
Do you
just
like the name more, or
I don't. I just wish they. I don't want them to even push this gimmick on Gunn because that's not his style. Like I said, I think it was last week I said it. His style should be more of a William Regal style. Just more power because he's a bigger dude than William Regal. But I don't like this whole he's a brutal beast that can beat down anybody and all this stuff. Like, what does he do that beats down anybody any worse than any other move?
well, it's probably all the chops there,
Chops.
I
Yeah.
guess, and he's supposed to be ruthless, because which we'll get into later, what he did on Raw or whatever. But I guess putting everybody to sleep, maybe.
I don't know. I just
And and that brings up, like one more question. When did they switch to the one hand? They're raising one hand and not doing the three as far as being knocked out or whatever.
are you talking about raising it three
Yeah,
times,
yeah.
all three
Like, am I
times?
just old school or something, or like has this been away for? Has this been away for a while or something?
I thought that's how it was still done. Three times and you're out. It's either
Yeah,
tap out, pinfall, or you go to sleep and one, two, three, you're done.
yeah. I was just curious about that. I was like, but go ahead. Okay, we can move on to the next match.
Well, no, because you're right. Because I mean, that's kind of the three count. The
Yeah,
referee is doing a three count, a one, a two, and a three, and that's your
and then they
pin.
would wait to the third, and then they would,
Right.
shake, and they would, come out of it or fight it.
Yep.
But like, you don't even get that now. It's like,
Well, yeah, and that's the thing is as it kills me when people tap out to a move that's supposed to make you go to sleep.
yeah,
What's painful about it? It's cutting your airway off. The only thing I can think of is you're panicking before you pass out. tap,
like I
That's the
don't want
only
to
thing.
pass out.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you say, Stan? Stan the man watching.
Stan, what's up, brother?
Well, styling Stan. He's going to get on here with us one of these days. We're going to drag him in here.
Yeah, tell him no Diddy.
That's right. No doubt.
No Diddy, no Diddy, no Diddy. Like, he'll know what I'm talking about.
All righty. Well, we've got Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn, and I'm going to be honest with you. This was like the most I don't know what the word is. It was
Just
the
didn't
most
care about it.
exciting Royal
Uh,
Rumble main event I've ever seen in my life.
It was. It felt like a squash match, but it was just so. Like, what's the word for it? Like, were you just indifferent? Like, I didn't give a shit about it. It was like, if it was on, it was on. If it wasn't, like, I just
I knew who was winning, so I didn't care.
exactly like. Drew was going to win this like 1,000%. Like, there was no
Well,
way he was losing it and shit.
the minute I
So
heard that Sami Zayn was fighting for the world title, I was like, well, whoever the champion is winning.
yeah, like
Um,
didn't even question it.
Stan commented and said, no Diddy. He also said mediocre match, almost a squash match. I 100% agree. There was no reason.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like it was just
The only reason they put him in the main event was because that they were going over there, and there was
yeah.
nothing else really going on for that.
Hmm. If you notice, like every time they go international, like they always put Sami Zayn in some
Yep.
big match because they love him internationally. You know, Canada, they love him because he's from Montreal. You take him over to the Middle East, you know, they love him or whatever. So
It's I don't know. It's sad because I mean I would really like to see Sammy get a legit world title run. I don't want him to be the undisputed champion. World title's fine.
see, I don't even know about that.
As a transition champion, so that he can say he was a world champion. Give it to him for a couple months so that you can get it off of somebody and put it on somebody else.
I almost feel like he's like a Daniel Bryan and shit, and I didn't like the whole Daniel Bryan shit, so I'm not really feeling the Sami Zayn thing.
Sammy Bryan.
Yeah, I could see him still giving him a title shot or whatever, but I'm just now I just don't see him as a world champ. Like I said, I would rather see maybe a Jacob Fatu, maybe a Braun Breaker or somebody like that, or
I'm
no.
overseeing Sammy get world title shots and knowing he's not going to win.
Yeah, it's like I almost feel like it's Cody with I got to finish the story. I got to finish my story.
Right.
Finish to be a world champ.
It's his story now.
Yeah, and I guarantee, like if they ever do give him a belt, it's going to be in a foreign country. It's not going to be in America.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you right now, if Saudi Arabia buys the WWE, he'll be world champ inside a month.
Oh fuck yeah, fuck yeah! I'll put money on that. Money.
Stan said he's kind of injury prone, like he only held the NXT world title for like 45 days. So that's true too. So the final match that we had was the epic Royal Rumble, and we get the Tribal Chief walking away as the winner and going to WrestleMania to face, as of right now, Drew McIntyre for we know he's not going to go out. Well, I don't know. Who knows? He could choose CM Punk to go after. I don't know. But do you care about either one of those matches as a main event at WrestleMania? I don't care about Reigns versus Punk or Reigns versus McIntyre.
Well, he's done. I mean, he's did the whole Drew McIntyre shit to death. So I don't really want to see that. CM Punk. Yes, but no. Like I would watch it, but I think you could find better matches. Honestly, I think it goes back to what we said. They're just like Hunter's just playing it safe. Hey, Plus, also with Roman, I mean, you're paying him all this money. You might as well fucking do something and shit. He's sitting at home collecting them checks.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to bring some people with some pay per view. So I guess they kind of have to. Like when you're paying that man that type of money, you better put him in a big fucking storyline. He better be in a main event, or else why are you paying him? Paying him this money for?
So to give you a what if question for this episode, I know, and not to step on yours, I know you had one too, but I know we're running kind of close. We got Warhammer coming on here pretty soon, so we're going to be able to get to him on time. So Roman Reigns doesn't win. What if Roman Reigns doesn't win this Royal Rumble? Who do you put in that place?
Who do I put in place
of winning this year's Royal Rumble? With the landscape the way it is, not looking ahead, just with everything the way it is, who do you book to win the Rumble if not Reigns?
My first choice, because I got three choices, is going to be LA Knight right off the rip. I think he's earned it. He's done got over. It's kind of easy. Second would be Jacob Fatu. He just came back. He's red hot. Fans love him. I think he's one of those guys you can put him with not not anybody, but almost anybody, and like you're gonna have a good match. You know, the crowd's gonna like it. There's a lot of energy. You know, like he brings a lot of feel into it. Um, and then the third would probably be Braun Breaker, um, with maybe like a Obe Fime as a honorable mention or something like that. Shit, just because I want to see the new guys get a shot. Like no offense, but I'm tired of Cody. I'm tired of Roman. I'm tired of just the same old and shit. Like switch it up. Like give them a shot. Like if it don't work, do like you did Jay. Pull it off of them. You know, put it back on them and shit. But at least give them a shot. Like,
Right.
I mean, but yeah, off the rip, LA Knight definitely would be my first choice. I was hoping he would win it anyway.
I did too. And whenever he started kind of going off there at that one little spot before he was eliminated, I was like, okay, maybe they're going to do, you know. And then next thing you know, he's over the top rope.
Yeah.
Stan also went with LA Knight as well. So that was as his replacement for the what if.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I think overall I agree with you. The Royal Rumble was kind of a dud. It was not what I was hoping it was going to be. Plus, I'm over this 4-night, you know, pay-per-view crap. It's just, or not a 4-night pay-per-view crap, four match pay-per-view crap.
Yeah, especially 4 hours too. God
Right.
bless.
It's like no, it's too much. And not I totally 100% disagree with Bruce Pritchard when he says that, you know, 6 to 8 matches is too much. No, it's not.
What the fuck are you talking about?
4 matches is not enough. To me, 6 matches, plenty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 6 matches is plenty for a pay-per-view, a PLE. Something big like, you know, WrestleMania, give me 8 matches first night, give me, you know, 7 or 6 to 7 matches the first night. Give me 8 matches the second night. It's friggin' WrestleMania. I want to see
WrestleMania deserves 2 nights. I'm not sure about SummerSlam. I don't think the Rumble needs a 2-night or anything. Like right now, to me, the only one that needs a 2-night is the WrestleMania.
The only one that I think, and I don't even think SummerSlam needs 2 nights. I think in total, WrestleMania and Royal Rumble. And the only reason I say Royal Rumble is because you could main event both Rumble matches on both nights. The women could main event one night, men could main event the other night. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if I want to see that. Like I said, I definitely understand what you're saying, but I just really would just like to keep it to WrestleMania for sure, and maybe a SummerSlam. But I could go without the SummerSlam as a 2-night event. You could stick it at 1, and I'd be just as happy. But yeah, WrestleMania 2-night, no problem. I'm cool.
Right. Out of any of them, that's the one that needs to be 2 nights.
Yeah.
Out of any of them. Well, I'm going to go ahead and give these results for the TNA, NWA, or what? Hold on, TNA Impact, NWA Power, and AEW Dynamite. I don't know that I have the Collision results. I'm not 100% sure. So on TNA Impact, Trey Miguel defeated Adam Brooks. Miguel won via pinfall after a Poison Rana. If you don't know what a Poison Rana is, it's basically a Hurricane Rana / Frankensteiner, but reversed. Instead of the person taking the impact flipping forward, they flip back onto their head.
Oh.
Yeah, it's called a Poison Rana. It's very dangerous move, but it's cool as hell if you can pull it off.
I have to look that up. That definitely sounds interesting.
Right. A Poison Rana, a Scorpion Kick, and a Lightning Spiral. That was about it for that. The Righteous, Vincent and Dutch defeated Tommy Two Scoops and TW3. Mustafa Ali and Tasha Steeles defeated Elijah and Jade Stone. this match stood out to me. That Jade Stone, man, she was giving it hell. She was pretty good. Tessa Blanchard, yes, the daughter of Tully, defeated Rachel Lay, Indy Hartwell, Zia. I guess that's how you say her name. Zia Brookside and Lee Young Lee defeated the Elegance brand, Ash, Heather, and M by Elegance. That was the end of TNA.
Mm-hmm.
AEW World Title Eliminator match. Brody King defeated MJF, the champion. As a result, Brody King earned a future AEW World Title shot. Andrade defeated Kenny Omega with help from Don Callis family. AEW National Championship, which is the equivalent of their Intercontinental Championship. Ricochet, the champion, defeated Jungle Jack Perry. Did you know that Jack Perry is 90210 Luke Perry's son?
No, I did not know that.
Yes, he is. He is 100%. He looks just like him, too. Let's see. Hangman Adam Page defeated Mark Davis in a trios match. The Don Callis family defeated the Death Riders, that's one thing that I do like about AEW is they have the 6-man tag team champions.
Okay.
Mixed tag team match, Timeless Tony Storm and Orange Cassidy. Have you ever watched Orange Cassidy?
No.
Oh, God, you got to watch him. He's hilarious, man. He wrestles with his hands in his pockets.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've seen him.
Dude walks up, just barely kicks your leg and everything. Crap's hilarious. Let's see. Timeless Tony Storm and Orange Cassidy defeated Jordan Oasis and Brittany Brooks. Women's Tag Team Eliminator Megan Bain and Penelope Ford defeated Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron. And that was the end of AEW. This is the NWA Power results. El Dragon Nia, I hope I'm saying that right, secured a major win over Big Strong Mims. The Immortals, J.R. Kratos and Odinson, defended their NWA Tag Team titles. Pretty Empowered, Kinsey and Kylie Page continue to be featured in high stakes matches. La Princesa, Tiffany Nevis. I don't know if, again, guys, I know I'm probably butchering some of these names. I apologize. Successfully defended the NWA Women's TV title against Clara Carter. The Lost, the team of the Lost, the Misery and Liv, defeated Daisy Kill and Joe Bravo. The Holy Grail, the team of EC3 and Pretty Boy Smooth, defeated Lockjaw and Carson B. Drake. And that is all I have for those shows, sir. So I will turn it over to you and let you cover the end.
Okay, dokie. Second. Let's see. All right. And this is going to be interesting because this is going to kind of touch on what you said earlier.
So, sorry, hold on, Uncle Sam. I seen that Stan when he was doing that promo, and if you don't know what he's talking about, I know you can't see his comment, Uncle Sam. Stan said, need to watch the promo of Don Callis when his dentures fall out in mid-promo. I was crying from laughing. It was hilarious, dude. It was absolutely hilarious. You can see it fall out. It's great. Right, and he said when we were talking earlier about the world title shots and everything, he said if Jinder Mahal can be world champion, then give someone else a chance.
Exactly.
Sorry about that. Go ahead with your results.
All right, okay. Actually, this is going to play on kind of what you said because you had said earlier, you know, where Roman had won the Royal Rumble, was he going to go against Drew or was he going to go against CM Punk? Well, actually, on Raw, he already decided. He was outside, you know, he was in the ring talking a little smack, and then here comes CM Punk and was like, hey, I know you're going to take the easy route and take Drew. It's just the easier way to go. Roman was like, nope, I'm taking you because I don't like you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So now we know who. That made it easy. Now Liv Morgan says she still hasn't decided yet. She's going to be on SmackDown tonight to check out the champ to decide who she's going to choose from. So that'll be interesting. Also on Raw at the beginning, Braun Breaker came out, pretty much trashed the whole announce table, the ring. He was a little upset because he got eliminated from the Rumble, basically before he even got in the Rumble. There's another masked man running around. Any guesses of who it might be?
Yeah, throw them out there in the comments, guys, because I ain't got a clue.
Yeah, like I said, everybody seems to make it seem like it's Seth or maybe Adam Pearce. I don't know. Um, then we had Javon Evans against El Grande Americano. Javon
Not the
Evans.
original.
No, the regular, not the original. Now, the original did come out, which caused Javon Evans to win because he was a distraction. Now, I can see a El Grande Americano match eventually.
I think we're going to see El Grande Americano versus the original El Grande Americano, and probably Elimination Chamber.
Every time I hear that, I just think about a Starbucks coffee.
Right.
Like, I just instantly think, oh, Americano. Oh, yeah, let me get a coffee here.
It's a venti.
Yeah, venti. All right. And then we had Gunther come out, which this was kind of cold. I liked it, but it was wrong. It came out that he started out with AJ Styles' music, and then he popped out.
Yeah.
And then his music started playing. So I was like, oh my God, yeah. Enjoyed that. So his old tag team partner, Dragon Lee, came out, attacked Gunther. Gunther eventually got the better of him, choked him out in the ring. Obafemi took on the Viking Raiders.
I am serious. Oh, sorry, I mean, going back to the Gunther thing, the only thing that I think could make this Gunther thing a little bit better is if everybody he retired, he added a move of theirs to his repertoire.
That would be different. Yeah, I kind of like that. I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I ended John Cena, so I'm going to use the STF now.
Yeah.
You know, I've ended AJ Styles, so I'm going to use the Cat Crusher, you know, or something.
What about,
you know?
So, like, what would he use for Goldberg?
Spear.
Spear, oh God.
But it's overused as it is.
Yeah, that's a.
He could do it. He could do a jackhammer because that's about the only two.
Okay, I can see a jackhammer. Yeah. All right, and then, like I said before, we had Obafemi. It was supposed to be a tag team match, but he took on both of the Viking Raiders and pretty much squashed them. So, you know, they're building him up to be an unstoppable beast.
Right.
Then we had the Bella Twins come out and state they're going for the women's tag team.
Nobody
Like
cares.
I said, I don't care. Just really don't care. We had Penta make another appearance, this time against Bronson Reed.
Oh, yeah.
But he won it with a little help from LA Knight via countout. So, and then we had Stephanie Verker versus Raquel Rodriguez. I apologize about the names. I'm definitely messing these up. Was a Philadelphia street fight. Go Eagles. Whoop, whoop. And Stephanie won, like there was any doubt or whatever. And we'll go to the NXT. And started off, it was a triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship. Had Izzy Dame defeated Thea Hall and Lola Vice to retain the belt. Let's see. I'm going to mess this name up. Defeated Charlie Dempsey to advance in the speed tournament. Then we had, which I'm noticing, like I said, more TNA. So we had the TNA Knockout Tag Team Championship, um, which was Heather with Elegance and M defeated Soruka and Zarya to retain. I didn't really think they were going to win anyway. You know, they keep pushing this. Soruka and her partner's going to split up. I just hope they go ahead and just do it. I'm tired of the hinting to it and stuff because they were shoving this last matches, which caused them to lose or whatever. Just go ahead and break them up. Shit,
Right.
get it over with. I'm tired of it.
Stop dragging it on.
Yeah, Lexus King and Stax defeated Kale Dixon and is that Yuri Connor. I hope I'm saying that right. Now, the big thing was a 6-man ladder match for the NXT Championship belt, which included Ricky Saint, Shallow Hill, Sean Legacy, Jackson Drake, which is a Evolve champion. So now we got Evolve coming over to NXT also.
Okay.
Dixie Leno or Dylan Leno and Keanu Carver. Um, wasn't a bad match. Kind of enjoyed it a little bit, but in the end, old Joe Henry won it and is now your new NXT champ.
Yes.
Now,
Say his name.
Yep. And on a side note, I don't know if anybody noticed, The Rock's daughter is no longer on NXT.
Yes.
Shawn Michaels came out and is taking over her job right now as the GM. But he didn't mention her name one bit when he was talking about it on the show. So I'm a little curious about what happened. Now, I know she did make some comments about maybe it was some political stuff that might have got her in trouble. I'm not sure exactly.
Yes,
But
I seen it. It was she said something on Twitter and then deleted her Twitter account, and then now I seen a report today though, now that you're talking about that, that they said that they something about they offered her another check but they lowballed her. But they offered her more money than what she actually was getting. But it was a low ball offer compared
okay,
to
she wanted more. They were giving her a raise, but it wasn't the raise she wanted. Basically.
Right, basically.
Okay. So that's definitely going to be interesting, you know, with your boy Shawn Michaels taking over creative.
Well, of course, man. You know, it's just going to get better, man.
Well, he always runs shit behind the show. Now he's actually in front or whatever. So we'll see how
Thank you for being here, Jen.
So it's going to be fun.
It will be fun.
But that's all I got. Obviously, I can't do SmackDown because SmackDown's going on right now and we're going live. So I will bring you that next week.
Yes, we will let you know about all those great happenings on SmackDown. I don't think there's anything big wrestling-wise this weekend, is there?
Nope, nothing I can think of.
Not offhand. Before we get off here, I do want to touch on something we did not touch on last week. A couple weeks ago, EWA, Elite Wrestling Alliance, they had their New Beginnings PLE. And I'm telling y'all right now, guys, it was a great show from start to finish. I don't have time to go through all the matches and everything, but we did get a new EWA Heritage Champion in Steel Wool, who turned his back on his friend Jacob Ratliff and took his title from him. And he also has a new faction. Steel Wool has the NWO, the New Wool Order.
I love it. I love it. I swear I love it. Like,
it was great.
You can't beat that shit.
It was absolutely great. And the other big news was that the finals of the EWA Heavyweight Championship was decided between Picture Perfect Jordan Cage and Adrian Alexander. And Adrian Alexander came out on top after Bobby Blade tried to interfere, ended up throwing dust, salt, whatever, powder into Jordan Cage's face on accident. Or no. He got it in his face, didn't know who he was grabbing, and grabbed Picture Perfect and gave him a cutter. And after that, the writing was on the wall. Adrian took advantage and secured his place as the EWA heavyweight champion. So your new EWA champion is Adrian Alexander. So don't forget to come out. That's right. Don't forget to come out on February 14th, Danville, Kentucky, 7 p.m. Bell time, 6 p.m. doors open. Going to have another Prime show. We will get you a lineup as soon as possible. But if that's it, Uncle Slam, I don't have anything else. You said you tapped out, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, we know how it is. And guys, again, before the referee counts that 3 count, run, hit that subscribe, hit that bell down there at the bottom before we ring that damn bell. And like, subscribe, follow, share, all that good stuff. And we will see you all next week. So referees hit that 3 count. So let's ring that damn bell.